But this entire process depends on one thing: vitamin A. Not just the vitamin A you see on the back of a supplement bottle. I'm talking about the active, usable form your body can convert and absorb during the night. Now, here's the problem. Over 45% of older adults in the US are mildly to moderately deficient in vitamin A, and many don't even realize it. Their diet might look healthy, but it's missing the specific vegetables that deliver bioavailable carotenoids in the right amounts, especially when the body is at rest. And what happens? You wake up with dry eyes. You feel like your memory hit a wall overnight. You can't recall that name from yesterday. You walk into the kitchen and forget why. The lights feel too bright or not bright enough. That's not just aging, that's a signal that your brain-eye pathways didn't fully recover while you slept. The good news: there are 3 specific vegetables that can reverse this trend by feeding your brain and eyes the exact fuel they need to regenerate overnight. And the first one is probably sitting in your kitchen right now, completely underestimated: butternut squash. We'll talk about how this humble vegetable might be the most powerful retinal rebuilder you're not eating and how it works even while you sleep. Stay with me. If you've ever noticed your eyes struggling to adjust in dim lighting or found yourself blanking on a conversation you had just the night before, there's a good chance your brain-eye network is running on empty, and butternut squash might be the recharge button you've been missing. Here's why this soft golden vegetable is so powerful. It contains one of the highest known concentrations of beta-carotene among all vegetables. Just 1 cup of cooked butternut squash delivers over 400% of your daily vitamin A requirement. But more importantly, it delivers it in a form your body can slowly convert and use throughout the night. Now, here's the fascinating part. Vitamin A is not just for your eyes. It is essential for maintaining the structure and function of neurons in the hippocampus, the area of your brain responsible for memory retention. When levels drop, your brain's ability to store and recall short-term memories suffers, especially during the sleep cycle when memory consolidation takes place. A clinical study published in the Journal of Clinical Neurology in 2020 found that older adults with higher serum vitamin A levels perform significantly better on memory and orientation tests than those with low levels. The researchers concluded that vitamin A may play a neuroprotective role in the aging brain, particularly during nocturnal recovery periods. But that's just the brain. In your eyes, vitamin A is the foundation of rhodopsin, a protein in your retina that allows you to see in low light. Without it, your retina cannot regenerate properly overnight, and over time, your night vision declines. In fact, a 2019 study from the American Journal of Ophthalmology showed that mild vitamin A deficiency was strongly associated with impaired dark adaptation in adults over 68. Subtle but critical early sign of retinal stress. Here's what that means for real life. Marcia, 68, from Ohio, told me she had to stop driving at night because streetlights and headlights became too harsh. Within 3 weeks of adding roasted butternut squash to her evening meals, her contrast sensitivity noticeably improved. She described it like this: "It was like someone finally cleaned the glass between my eyes and the world." Why does it work so well? Because butternut squash is rich in complex carotenoids, including beta-carotene and alpha-carotene, which your liver gradually converts into retinol, the active form of vitamin A. This slow-release effect makes it ideal for nighttime repair. Unlike supplements, which can overwhelm the liver in high doses, real food delivers the nutrient at your body's pace, in harmony with your digestion and circadian rhythm. But you need to know how to use it. The best way to get the benefit is to eat 1 cup of roasted or steamed butternut squash in the evening, ideally 1 to 2 hours before bed. Add a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado to help absorb the carotenoids. Avoid pairing it with heavy or salty meals, which can interfere with nutrient uptake. You can blend it into a creamy soup, mash it like potatoes or simply cube, and roast it with a pinch of cinnamon. What matters most is consistency. Feed your eyes and brain the fuel they need before you sleep, and they will begin the work of healing while you rest. In the next section, we'll uncover another surprising vegetable, this one bright red and often misunderstood that plays a key role in neurotransmitter signaling during the night. It might just be the missing link between your memory and your next good night's sleep. Stay with me. The moment you slice into a red bell pepper, its vibrant color tells you everything you need to know. This is no ordinary vegetable. It's a natural amplifier of neural signals, especially at night. While butternut squash helps repair the retina itself, red bell peppers operate on a different level. They support the vascular system and neurotransmitter pathways that allow your brain and eyes to communicate smoothly even while you sleep. Let's start with circulation. As we age, the tiny blood vessels that nourish the retina and visual cortex begin to narrow. Oxygen delivery becomes less efficient. The result is a sluggish, delayed response to visual cues and a foggy connection between what your eyes see and what your brain understands. Red bell peppers are one of the richest plant sources of vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that protects endothelial cells lining the blood vessels. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience in 2021 found that seniors with higher vitamin C intake showed improved cerebral blood flow and more stable cognitive performance during memory tasks. But vitamin C is just the start. Red bell peppers are also loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that accumulate in the macula, the most sensitive part of the retina. These compounds are light-filtering, inflammation-reducing, and essential for preserving sharpness and contrast sensitivity, especially in low light. In a 2019 trial published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging, researchers found that daily intake of lutein and zeaxanthin from vegetables like red peppers improved visual processing speed and working memory in adults over 65. Not only did participants see better in the dark, they reacted faster and remembered visual information more clearly after just 8 weeks. That's where the story gets deeper, because your brain's visual memory doesn't form during the day. It forms while you sleep. During the REM cycle, your brain replays and reinforces the images, patterns, and associations from your day. This process relies heavily on the cholinergic system, a network of neurotransmitters that transmit signals between the eyes and the memory centers of the brain. Here's the link. Red bell peppers contain high levels of vitamin B6, which plays a crucial role in synthesizing acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that drives REM sleep and memory consolidation. If your B6 levels are low, your sleep may feel lighter, your dreams more fragmented, and your ability to recall names, directions, or visual details may quietly decline over time. That's why red bell peppers matter. They're not just colorful and crunchy. They are a neural tool engineered by nature to keep your cognitive wiring sharp and resilient as you age. When eaten at the right time, preferably in the early evening, lightly cooked to preserve their nutrients, they become part of the nighttime nutrition protocol your brain and eyes depend on to recover. You can stir them into a warm grain bowl, saute them with garlic and olive oil, or blend them into a roasted red pepper soup. The key is frequency. Aim for at least half a cup several times a week, preferably with a source of healthy fat to enhance absorption. In the next part, we'll explore a vegetable that often goes unnoticed, yet holds one of the most powerful compounds for protecting the retina's nerve fibers and preserving memory long-term. Roma tomatoes. Soft, humble, but more potent than you think. You've probably passed by Roma tomatoes 100 times in the grocery aisle, thinking they were just another ingredient for sauces. But when it comes to protecting the delicate nerve fibers that link your retina to your brain, this humble fruit plays a silent but essential role. At the heart of its power is a deep red pigment called lycopene. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant that accumulates in neural tissues and the retina. Unlike many antioxidants that circulate briefly in the bloodstream, lycopene integrates into cell membranes, where it shields against oxidative damage over time, especially while the body is at rest. A 2021 clinical review in the journal Nutrients found that lycopene not only reduced retinal inflammation, but also protected against optic nerve degradation, a common driver of vision loss and cognitive decline in older adults. The review concluded that lycopene could support long-term retinal health by enhancing mitochondrial resilience in photoreceptor cells, the exact cells responsible for processing light into electrical signals. Now here's where it gets more interesting. Your retina doesn't just collect light. It's the gateway to real-time information processing. When you read, scan a face, or adjust to dim light, your retina sends thousands of signals per second through the optic nerve to the visual cortex of your brain. Any inflammation or breakdown in this pathway disrupts your ability to focus, recognize patterns, or remember what you've seen. Roma tomatoes deliver a dual action effect. First, the lycopene reduces oxidative stress in the retina. Second, their high vitamin A and potassium content work together to maintain electrolyte balance and reduce neural fatigue. This balance is vital during sleep when the brain is cleansing metabolic waste and reinforcing neural connections. In one experimental study from Molecular Vision 2020, aged mice fed a lycopene-rich diet showed significant preservation of retinal thickness and improved visual signal transmission during sleep cycles. Though animal studies don't always translate directly, the biological mechanisms observed are consistent with what we see in human clinical outcomes. What many people don't realize is that the visual system doesn't fully shut down during sleep. In fact, during deep sleep, the retina undergoes a form of metabolic reset, clearing damaged proteins, restoring pigment cells, and recalibrating its connection to the brain. If you're deficient in antioxidants like lycopene, this process weakens night after night. The result is slower adaptation to light, more visual fatigue, and reduced visual memory. Roma tomatoes are one of the most bioavailable sources of lycopene when lightly cooked. Heat breaks down the plant cell walls, allowing the antioxidant compounds to release more effectively. The ideal way to prepare them is as a warm side dish with olive oil or blended into a homemade tomato soup consumed 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. Here's a real story from one of my longtime patients. Jorge, 72, had been waking up with blurry vision and trouble remembering street names during his morning walks. After 2 months of adding cooked Roma tomatoes to his evening meals, his morning clarity returned. "I didn't expect tomatoes to help my memory," he said, "but something clicked after a few weeks. That's not a miracle. That's physiology, quietly restored. This is how night nutrition works. You don't always feel the shift right away. But day after day, sleep after sleep, your body remembers how to repair itself if you give it the right tools." In the final part, I'll walk you through a simple, repeatable nighttime routine that combines all 3 vegetables into one powerful habit. Because if your brain and eyes are already working through the night, why not feed them the support they've been asking for? You don't need a complicated supplement plan. You don't need to count every vitamin or chase expensive pills with labels you can't pronounce. You just need a routine that works and works with your body, not against it. The science is already clear. Your brain and eyes do their deepest repair work at night, but they can only do that work if you provide them with the right raw materials before sleep begins. That's why this nighttime routine is so powerful. It's not trendy, it's not extreme, but it's real. And it's built on the 3 vegetables we've just explored. Start with this dinner or evening snack about 90 minutes before bed. Prepare 1 cup of roasted butternut squash. Cube it, bake it lightly, and drizzle a teaspoon of olive oil on top. This provides the slow-release beta-carotene your retina needs to rebuild the visual pigments used throughout the day. Add in half a cup of sautéed red bell pepper. You can slice it thin, toss it in a pan with garlic and avocado oil, and warm it just enough to unlock its vitamin C and lutein. This will support neurotransmitter production and improve visual processing during your REM cycles. Finally, prepare a small bowl of stewed Roma tomatoes gently heated with olive oil. This makes the lycopene bioavailable, allowing your optic nerve and retinal tissues to receive antioxidant protection as you rest. You don't need to eat all 3 at once every single night. Rotate them, alternate, pair 2 together, or blend 1 into a soup. What matters is consistency. Your nervous system isn't rebuilt in one night, but it remembers when you support it and rewards you with sharper vision, steadier recall, and more mental clarity over time. Add a glass of water, dim the lights an hour before bed, put away blue screens. Then let the vegetables do what they were designed to do: restore, nourish, and protect you from the inside out. In the final part of this journey, I'll remind you why this simple habit matters more than ever, and how the smallest decisions before bed can reshape how you see and remember the world tomorrow morning. Every night, your body enters a window of healing, and during those quiet hours, when the world slows down and your eyes finally rest, something remarkable begins to unfold. Your retina starts rebuilding light-sensitive cells that wore down during the day. Your brain replays key visual memories, stitching together fragments into lasting impressions. Your neurons clear waste, recharge energy, and prepare for another day of perception and recall. But none of this happens automatically. It happens only when your cells are supported with real food, real nutrients, and rhythms that respect how your body was designed to function. That's what makes this small routine so powerful. You're not just eating vegetables. You're feeding a system that never stops working for you, even while you sleep. butternut squash to restore retinal pigments, red bell peppers to activate neural signals, Roma tomatoes to protect the pathways in between. 3 humble vegetables, 1 consistent decision, and over time a brain that holds on to what matters and eyes that stay open to the world. The truth is, vision loss and memory fade are not inevitable. They are negotiable, they are changeable, they are repairable when you take action with knowledge and intention. So, if you've watched this far, I want to thank you. You're not just a passive viewer. You're someone who still believes in healing, in progress, in using food as a partner in your journey, not just a filler. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to like this video, share it with a loved one, and subscribe for more science-backed tools for senior health. And if you've already tried any of the vegetables I mentioned or plan to start tonight, leave a comment below. Your story could be the encouragement someone else needs to begin. Remember, healing doesn't start in a hospital. It starts at your dinner table and continues while you sleep. Take care. I'll see you in the next.